Some Facebook shareholders are not happy with founder and chief executive Mark Zuckerberg. Questions have been raised and accusations have been thrown that should Zuckerberg leave Facebook for public office, all bases are covered and he would still have control of the company. Joining us to discuss this is Joan Sulzman, senior writer at CNET. Joan, thanks for coming on here. This is a really heavy subject. Can you just explain what is going on here? There's text messages between Zuckerberg and Mark Andreessen, and maybe he's leaving the company but wants control. Can you just give our viewers a little bit of a breakdown here?
Sure. There's a lot to unpack here. Basically, what we have is a shareholder lawsuit. It's alleging that when Mark Zuckerberg proposed selling all of his shares but keeping his control, that the special committee of their board set up to review that plan involved Mark Zuckerberg and one of its members, Mark Andreessen, colluding to make sure the board's review also came out in his favor.
So this is not him leaving for public office and keeping the shares and keeping control. This is actually him not owning any of the shares but keeping control. Is that what's going on here?
That's what shareholders are suing about right now. But the interesting thing that you bring up is that one of the clauses in this plan raises the possibility that if Mark Zuckerberg were to take public office, there was a clause set up that allowed him to continue to keep control of the company, even if he, for a number of years, wasn't actually serving that role. He was serving a role in government.
And is there a real chance that he's actually going to work in the government? And what's the evidence behind that beyond, maybe just, Silicon Valley chatter or whatever that might be?
It could be purely hypothetical. Only Mark Zuckerberg can really answer what's deep down in his heart in terms of serving the world. But it's clear that there have been these carve-outs in this plan to allow the possibility for him to continue to control Facebook, even if he decides to serve public office.
And so what are Facebook investors so concerned about? Obviously, he's done a fantastic job for the stock, for the company. We've seen a lot of great founder CEOs. You take a look at what happened with Apple and Steve Jobs when he came back to the company that second time. So what's really the problem? Maybe he would be better as running the company even if he didn't own it.
That's certainly the point that Facebook's side will make, is that Zuckerberg has shown himself to be a good steward of the company, and companies like Facebook that are founder-led, they make the point that in keeping that founder happy, especially when they've been a good steward and a good manager, is important for the long-term value of shares. It's actually in shareholders' best interest to keep that founder in place. The shareholders that are suing make the case that it was against their own interest to entrench his power and not allow there to be a full review, a fair review of the possibility that maybe keeping that degree of power was actually in the best interest.
And so what is going on with these text messages? Why are Zuckerberg and Andreessen sending text to each other? And how does this even get discovered by lawyers, by courts? What is happening here? These guys know more about the internet than maybe anybody. And this just seems like such an amateur hour type of move, right? Or did they just not think this was even going to matter? Or was it just so obvious to them?
Well, Silicon Valley is very chummy. Mark Andreessen and Zuckerberg have been friends for a long time. Andreessen has been a mentor to Zuckerberg from his early days as an entrepreneur. And so there's definitely maybe some of that laxness, that trust when you're talking candidly to a good friend. But surely these are some of the most powerful people, most technologically savvy people in the world, supposedly. It definitely falls in that category where times that Zuckerberg's Instagram account has been hacked, it's kind of a facepalm moment.
Well, hopefully we don't have any more facepalm moments from them. Joan Sulzman from CNET, thank you for joining us. Everybody else, thanks for watching. I'm Eric Chummy. Have a great day.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.